On the 10th of April 98, this document, the Good Friday Agreement, was signed. I was 7 years old at the time, living in Derry, very close to the border. To get to my house, you had to go through an army checkpoint. That was very normal to me, but this document started to change things. So what is the Good Friday Agreement? Basically, it's a political deal designed to end the Troubles, 30 years of violent conflict in Northern Ireland. What were the Troubles? In 1921, Ireland was partitioned. A new state called Northern Ireland remained in the UK, while the rest of Ireland became an independent state. This created a split among the population. Nationalists wanted the whole island of Ireland to be unified, while Unionists wanted things to stay the same, to keep the union with the rest of the UK. By the late 60s, the tension had exploded into violence. More than 3,500 people lost their lives. They were mostly killed by armed groups on both sides, like the IRA and the UVF, but also the British Army and security forces. Tens of thousands of people still bear the physical and mental scars to this day. It's hard to find a family who wasn't touched by it in some way. So what does the Good Friday Agreement say? In the 1990s, peace talks took off. It involved 8 political parties in Northern Ireland, the British and Irish governments, and US President Bill Clinton took an interest. The agreement focuses on cooperation between both communities. It created a new government for Northern Ireland, with nationalists and unionists sharing power. It says that Northern Ireland will remain part of the UK until a majority of people in Northern Ireland decide to join the rest of Ireland. If you're born in Northern Ireland, you can decide to be British or Irish, or both. Armed groups agreed to give up their weapons. Controversially, people involved in violence were released from prison. The UK government agreed to aim for peacetime security arrangements, which meant scaling back the British Army presence and getting rid of those border checkpoints. So how has the Good Friday Agreement worked out? Northern Ireland has mostly enjoyed peace for the past 25 years. Only a small number of splinter groups have been involved in sporadic attacks. But this document is vague in parts, which means that it can be hard to implement. Power sharing has broken down a few times because some political parties couldn't agree how to work together. It broke down again last year due to post-Brexit trade rules, and it's not back up and running yet. For the 25th anniversary, there'll be a series of high-profile events, including a visit by US President Joe Biden. This isn't just a historical document, it shapes the future of Northern Ireland.